Hello YouTube, Sp4zie coming right at you. It's time for a new Q&A video, and this time around it's a little bit different from what I usually do. This is something that I've meant to edit and upload for a while. It's something that you guys have been requesting a lot. It's the live Q&A that I did from the Twitch booth at Gamescom this year. I'd like to apologize for the audio quality. It's a little bit live, but yeah, in the description of the video, as always, you'll find timestamps to the questions so you can quickly jump if you don't want to watch the whole thing. I do have an epic moments ready to roll out very soon, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. Also, if you're going to Worlds in London, check out the video in the description on my IRL channel, because I will be there one of the days to meet you guys, so make sure you do that. Other than that, love you guys, this is Sp4zie, and I'm out. Toots!
Yeah. Welcome back to Gamescom 2015.
Isn't it funny how that just happened?
And I'm here with the Sp4zie.
Hey, how's it going? Hi,
Yeah.
Internet.
It's very nice to have you here.
Very nice to be here, as always. Gamescom is like, you know, this amazing thing where you get very happy because there's a lot of nerds at the same place. It's very hot this year, which is, you might see a little bit of sweat on our foreheads. Which
Look at
look
these
at that,
guys.
look at the people.
Look at that, that's
so
beautiful.
amazing. I'm just super happy to be here, and I'm happy to finally meet you and do this to your nipple.
We're also here with Phil, our social media guy, so you can ask Sp4zie your questions. Are you ready for the questions?
I was born ready.
Do you know where the questions come from?
From Twitter, right?
From the internet.
From the internet.
All right, Phil, do you have the first question for us?
I do. So, Daniel81183180.
Nice.
He's asking, hey Sp4zie, you look very happy in your videos. Are you happy right now? And are you generally a happy person?
I'm very sad right now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm obviously super happy right now because this is like what I live for, basically, because I sit in my room and I make videos and I stream, and it's, you know, it's amazing, but it's still just me and my pet plant Planty, and it's just like, you know, it never gets better than to actually meet people. So I'm very happy, and happy in general, I guess I am. But that's also a little bit of a false thing, because obviously I'm not doing videos when I'm not happy. Because I am also not happy sometimes. It happens every so often that I might not be super happy. And that's the point where I don't
2 or
really
3 months?
Maybe, something like that. Or years. I mean, I don't have much in my life to be sad about, actually. I have a wonderful girlfriend. I have a community that is like the best I've ever could imagine having. And I have the job that I've always dreamt of having. So like, yeah, if I am unhappy, you just, if you see me unhappy, go up to me and say like, hey, think about what's going on here. Stop that, and I'll probably stop.
Nice, man. That's so good to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Phil, do you want to hit us with one more?
So since you were talking about being super happy with your job, Shrek5 asked the question, what would you work with if you didn't have your current job?
Oh, that's a good question. I find that with my previous jobs, I've had a lot of jobs, but I found that I'm generally very into whatever I do, like whether it be working in a food court that I did for a while, or selling beds that I did for a while, or, you know, whatever I've done, I've sort of always been very much like, I'm going to go super into this and do it as best as I could, right? So, to be honest, I could probably work with anything, and I would probably find it enjoyable. But if I were to guess, I would probably have kept on working with radio production, which I studied, and talking on the radio maybe. But I don't know if I would be that good at it, because on the radio you have to be super official and talk about, you know, real stuff. And I'm not that good at that, so I'm happy that I ended up where I am.
It's almost like radio what you do. It's
Sure,
like,
sure.
I mean, you are in broadcasting.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm a content creator.
Nice.
Similarly, people asked, what will you do? This was Danny Happy Z asked, how do you see yourself, what do you see yourself doing when you're 40 to 50?
You know, I love that question. It's very interesting because, like, we're seeing that YouTube and Twitch is just like so huge right now, and there's a lot of people that are doing what I do, and, you know, everyone is, you know, unique in their own way. But we haven't really seen it for that long, which means that there might be a point that will be very interesting in the future where you have like these elderly has-been YouTubers and streamers, and they're going to be like, oh, does anyone want to take a selfie with me? And it's just like, that. I can't wait to get to that point, because it'll be like comedy gold, just being like that. But I have no idea if I'm ever going to find this boring. That is the thing that when I started off, I'm just like, hey, at some point I'm probably not going to find it enjoyable anymore. But I haven't really felt that even close to, you know, coming to me at any time soon. So I really don't know if I might still be doing something like it. but it would have to be something a little bit different because I'd be an old man.
Have you ever thought of where live video game broadcasting could develop in the next 5 to 10 to 20 years?
Yeah, it's. I mean,
You're a broadcasting expert.
I think about that a lot. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Again, these are the words that I wish I could say to my mom, because I only say like, I do videos on YouTube, and she's like, okay, that's fun for you.
No,
I should learn these words.
I'm a broadcasting expert
and content
creator.
creator.
There you go. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So I'm obviously looking a lot at that and theorizing a lot among that subject, because that is where I'll inevitably end up if I keep doing this. So I'm gonna have to know where the flow of content is going once we get to like year 10 of Twitch being what Twitch is. But I have no good projections though. I have no idea. I'm just gonna go with it, and I'm gonna be I'm always, one of my strengths, and this is a little bit of a hint for you guys who might want to get into this. One of my strengths has always been that I've watched a lot of content. Like I've been watching so many streams, and especially YouTube videos, that I've sort of got a feel already right there what it was all about, right? And then at that point, it's just to start practicing doing it yourself. And you're gonna suck when you start out, just like this guy. But then you might get, a little bit better at it. So I hope that when that day comes, I will have a good grasp of what is going on, but I have no idea what it's gonna be.
Nice. I've heard you like this one game you play sometimes. It's called League of Legends or something?
Yeah, League of Dota.
Do you have any League-related questions for Sp4zie?
Absolutely. Palbo V, he asked, what was your first thought when you first started playing League?
And when was that?
Ooh, that was when League of Legends was still in beta, so 2010. It was something like that, yeah. And I was still living at home, and I found this game because there was like some mailing list that I had signed up on because I wanted an account somewhere, and they just send out a lot of spam. And among that spam, there was a little link to like, oh, this poo is better than Dota. Check it out. And there was just like, it comes to Reddit every now and again. People find this old email from Riot, which is like super not Riot. And I clicked that link and I started playing the game. And I found out that if I pick Twitch and go mid, because that's what you did back in the day, you went ADC mid. I found out that I can kill everyone because I'm stealth. And that was the way to poop on people back then. So I did that, and I played around 600 wins with Twitch, only Twitch. And then once I started, looking at other champions to play, that's when I also started meeting the people that I play with, known as Sid. Sid! And there it is. Get a shot of that. That's so beautiful. And that's when it sort of like started getting to me that this is something that I can have a lot of fun with, because there's always a new way to play it. So that's why I've sort of stuck with it. And then obviously it became huge as well, which helped me in my career. So that's cool. Sweet. A little bit of a rock.
Completely unrelated to League of Legends. If you could have any superpower, which power would it be? Asks Pascal Nacht.
It's one of my favorite questions.
Oh, that is a good question. I like it. It's always been, because this is one of those questions that comes out a lot, it has always been either to be invisible, speaking of Twitch, or to be able to fly. And I usually end up going with the flying thing, because, I mean, did you guys watch Heroes when that was a hot thing, the series?
Absolutely.
The guys that they were so cool. They were just like standing talking, and then the next moment they were like, just like, it wasn't really subtle either. They just like flew out like a rocket. And I always wanted to do that, so it's gonna be flying for me. What about you guys?
The superpower I would want to have is to make people happy. That's pretty much it.
Insert. Oh, there you go. You got it, guys. Good job.
How is Germany for you? How often are you in Germany? How do you like German fans? As far as I know, you're regularly breaking Gamescom with your fans. Like, I remember what happened last year, so how's that?
Yeah, I mean, it's I still can't really believe. Like, just looking at you guys here, it's too much for me. You're so amazing. So like Germany in general is just a great place for me because it's super close to Sweden. I always go to Berlin. I had a point in my life when I went to Berlin like once a year just to party it out and to meet cool German people, because they are all very pleasant, I find. Oh no, except you. I love, of course, Gamescom. Like, if Germany was the worst country in the world, I would still go, because this event is so kick-ass that I would have to go regardless. So it's really great. It's amazing, and I'm probably gonna go for, as long as Gamescom is being hosted here, I'm probably gonna go, man. Nice, I can't say no.
Someone asked, this was Lol Yamazuya. He asked if you could have any feature to improve live streaming, to improve content creation, what would it be?
Wow, that is a hard question, because I spend so much time trying to work with what I have that I don't have time to think of, oh, this would be so great. But in general, anything that could make anything easier. So like if there's a way to have a broadcasting software where you actually don't have to create transparent pictures for an overlay, wouldn't that like be the dream? Get on it, scientists. Or like, you know, maybe an easier way to, there is already decent ways, but an easier way to incorporate pre-made videos into your stream. More ways to do that would be cool for me, because I do a lot of videos, and I would love to do more like that. I know that a friend of mine, the Peace Pigeon, does that a lot on his stream, which is, you know, it's hilarious. It's so much fun, and no one expects it. So more cool things like that would be nice too. I hope that answered it. I seldom think about that. It's weird.
A lot of people know how you started your career in general, but what got you into live streaming?
It was kind of this scenario of like when it all started, and there was a couple of different platforms that were competing about, oh, we want to do gaming and live streaming. I was sort of like realizing that this is not going to go away anytime soon. I wanted to still focus on my videos because I spent so much time becoming decent at doing them. But I realized that I kind of have to be in on this because this is probably going to be pretty cool. And then I started it, and it turned out that I actually enjoyed it a lot. So like I found that it was more fun than I thought it would be. And like right now you find this, usually when I talk to new content creators, a lot of them are focusing on Twitch only because it's an easier way to create content. You don't have to sit for hours without getting anywhere with footage that you don't really know how to render or fix. You can just live stream and then you're done, right? And then there are like, you know, VODs that people can do. A lot of the times the bigger streamers that started on Twitch don't actually do their own videos. They have people helping them with that. I'm very happy that I'm not doing that because I love it so much. But I was definitely right about my intuition about this might not go away. So just try it. Do it as good as you can and see where it goes. And now it's just as important to me as my YouTube is. I do both, and it just works together very nicely for a long time.
Do it?
That was not the do it. It was the do it.
In terms of games, what do you like to play besides League? Like, do you play anything besides League at all?
Oh yeah, or I'm so into Rocket League right now. I released a video about it.
Rocket League is the best thing in the world.
And I start seeing comments right now on, you know, everywhere on social media. People saying like, I'm sick of seeing this game everywhere. That's when you know it's a good game.
Yes.
Like that's when you know. If you haven't tried it, try it. Having a lot of fun with that, with the CG farts, and just it's hilarious. It's one of those games that you pick up and you get it straight away, and then you realize if I go against someone who's played like 10 more games than me, he's 10 times better than me. Sure. In terms of other games, I try to stay in touch with everything, but the difficult part is that when you're making videos and stream about a certain game like League of Legends, which is huge, there's always something new in League of Legends that you can focus on. You sort of don't really have that much time to do it, which is why Rocket League fitted so well with me, because I could pick it up straight away and realize what it's all about. But I still try. I tried to, you know, get through Shovel Knight when that came out, and I tried to play a little bit of a Hearthstone to keep in touch with that. You know, so I still try. I play more games than people think, but there's not that much time in between everything that I do.
What's the game that like touched you the most? That, you know, either from the story or from the feeling, or like that really shook you a bit?
Yeah. It's definitely a game. It's called Tibia, and it is a German game. It's developed by a company called Sp4zie, I believe, or Kipsoft. It's this 2D, crappy, weird MMO that came out before MMOs were a thing. And it was this insane thing where you spent it was a grinding game where you grind your characters so hard to get anywhere. You spent like 12 hours just getting one level when you come up to the higher levels. And then it was an open PvP environment where anyone could kill anyone. And if you died, you lost like 3 levels. So you could potentially lose a week worth of gaming if you died. And that, of course, created this political sort of environment where people would threaten people, say like, you can't go here, this is my town, this is my area, and I have 5 guys backing me up, and that sort of forged guilds and stuff. And it was this social mafia structure that was super cool and so frightening. I have never become as scared of dying in a game as I did when I played Tibia back in the day. The game sucks, don't play it, but it was awesome.
KNZ1234 asked, since you're not gonna go pro in League of Legends anymore.
What do you mean? I'm right there.
Will you go and try and go pro in Rocket League as CG, not just yourself?
Yeah,
as CG.
I got you. You know, I would actually love to. That would be so cool. But the time it takes to be pro in any game is just insane. You cannot do that and also be a, especially not a YouTuber, because YouTubing takes a lot of time where you need to be only playing the game. It usually works better if you're a full-time streamer because you can stream the games that you play, right? But no, I probably wouldn't do that because then I would have to give up on the videos that I do or give up on a bit of live streaming, or I would have to cut somewhere, and then that wouldn't make me very happy. So I will never go pro. You heard it from me here. That won't happen. But I'm hoping that it'll still be entertaining watching if I keep working hard with what I do. So like, yeah.
One last question. Okay, we're going back to Germany. We're going back to German content creators. Are there any German content creators that you're a big fan of, and any that you know personally, obviously?
See, that's the thing with Germany, which is super cool, but also for me a little bit difficult. The coolest thing about Germany is that it's huge. I met this follower of mine on Arlanda before I went here, and we talked just about this. Germany is so huge that you can create a German channel, German-speaking channel, and it can get over 1 million subs easily. If I were to do that with my content and speak Swedish, it would be very hard to do that. It probably wouldn't be possible. So there's this huge German YouTube and Twitch community that I just don't know about because I don't know the language, so I can't really watch it. But I just think it's so cool because you go in there and you're like, oh my god, this guy is doing like, but I can't, what? And that's what I love. But to answer your question, I have very bad, grasp of what's going on here in Germany because a lot of the guys are actually talking German, and I don't know that well. Danke.
But you know what I think that you have a really good grasp of?
What
I think that's your fans. I love it that you're coming out here, and all these people are here for you. Thank you so much for the Q&A.
Oh,
that was really awesome.
Thank you guys. It was amazing. That's when we do the presidential handshake like this. Freeze frame that. There you go.
Toot!